Stargate is a 1994 science fiction adventure film directed and co-written by Roland Emmerich. This film is their first entry in the Stargate media franchise and stars Kurt Russell and James Spader. The plot centers on the premise of a Stargate, an ancient ring-shaped device that creates a wormhole enabling travel to a similar device elsewhere in the universe. The film's central plot explores the theory of extraterrestrial beings having an influence on human civilizations. The film received mixed reviews, with its atmosphere, story, characters, and graphic content both praised and criticized. The film grossed $196.6 million worldwide against a production budget of $55 million. So it did pretty good.
Hmm.
Yeah. And you are the one who wanted to watch this film. You put us through.
I think we do this to each other every week. We're just trying to cause each other pain now, at least I'm making attempts to entertain us, Waterworld, Stargate, classic old films. Whereas you're like, I know what Brad's going to hate. I'm going to send this one to him. But no, Stargate. Yeah.
Next week on Pointless and Confused, 3-hour marathon of Killers of the Flower Moon, starring Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yeah. And did Brad watch it?
Robert
No.
De Niro.
I'll just watch a YouTube summary.
Martin Scorsese in this thrilling action-packed drama set in the 1930s.
Are you okay? You having a stroke?
And it's
not a good one,
something about oil,
aneurysm,
and the Native Americans, and oh god, someone's dead, and I've got to talk about it for 3 hours.
We're losing listeners. We're shedding listeners. I see the numbers going down.
But
you're going to stick with it for another 4 minutes, aren't you?
Classic director. This one just could win an Oscar. Yeah, I fucking watched that film.
Done now?
I fucking hated it. Yeah. Carry on.
I watched the trailers and I fucking hated it. It's like Leonardo DiCaprio is slowly turning into Kermit the Frog, don't you think? It's just...
He's not getting prettier.
Yeah, I know he's not. Yeah.
I've come to see about the murders. See what? Who done them?
Yeah. Yeah. But for some reason, 25-year-old girls still want to fuck him, Like that he's got
just
the
for the money now. I mean, not 25-year-old girls on the street, but just like 25-year-old girls who want to marry a rich dude, probably.
Nah, they want some of that Titanic flesh, don't you think? Like they're still...
Titanic dick is gone. The Titanic dick is gone. It's just old man
Never let go, Jack. Never let go. Never let go, Dan. The Titanic dick will always be there.
Titanic dick is dead, and it's been eaten by fish.
It's been eaten by fish. It's a little fatter now, a little fatter and wrinklier.
It's got a few hairs growing out of it.
I'm sure it still stands at full mast,
You can't pull the foreskin all the way back anymore. It's a bit tight.
Yeah. He's going to get some ice on it, hit an iceberg.
He needs you to drop him off for his colonoscopy. That's just the reality, ladies.
But he was good in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, wasn't he?
He was good in that.
He was good in The Departed as well. Like I was
about to say he's never been good in Martin Scorsese film, but The Departed was a good film. But he's barely sort of in that one, really, wasn't it?
No, he's all over that one.
It was more Matt Damon.
Yeah, that's true. And old Mark Wahlberg. Yeah.
Mark
Um,
Wahlberg had the smallest role and probably the best role,
he did.
best bit of
He
that
did.
movie.
Yeah. So back on topic because we like to meander. I had the pleasure of, one of those evenings where you're like, oh, yeah, there's nothing on, nothing. I can't think of anything to watch, so I'm going to have a little scroll. And Stargate Continuum, or I can't remember what it was, something like that. One of the TV movies of Stargate was on, and I thought, fuck it, I'm going to watch this. It's got my hero and the guy who I thought was one of my uncles, Richard Dean Anderson, MacGyver, in it. So I'll watch anything with him in it. We stood in the same room as him, didn't we? A few years back.
We saw him speak.
Uh,
He can't
we
sit
did.
down anymore. He's hurt his back from all his action scenes.
All this MacGyvering.
Yeah, his MacGyvering did his
It's
back
just
no good.
no, it's just his big swinging dick. That's what hurt his back.
And
Yeah,
his giant. He was too polite to say that his big old dick was, weighing him down. And
it's weighing him down. Well, it's not so much the dick; it's more the balls. He's got those big brass balls hang down.
I think it's a combination of the brass balls and the big old dick. Just swinging away
Mm.
and slapping into the brass balls.
The brass balls and the iron pipe of a cock that he's got. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot for anyone to handle. Ask Mrs.
Mm.
MacGyver.
Yeah, it's like a construction site down there.
She hasn't walked in years. No.
No, no, wheelchair bound from a young age. Yeah.
Yeah, but worth it, she says. Worth it.
Mm. Mm. Yeah. And so I chucked that on, and it was appropriately awful. Made for TV, barely any budget. I think from the little bit of research I did, the show was canned after X amount of seasons, the TV show. And so they carried on the story with this first film. And then I went on to watch, I don't know, Arc of Truth, or I don't know what it was, another, subcolon Stargate subtitle film. And then I thought, well, I've watched these two pieces of shit. I may as well chuck on the original, right? I remember I hadn't seen it since it came out in the cinema. Let's give it another whirl. And I wasn't it held up as well as I expected it to, and anything with Kurt Russell in it is, 7 out of 10 or more.
I have to
So,
say, Kurt Russell's fantastic in this. He just, great actor.
he's just, I find him very watchable, genuine,
Yep.
funny, heroic, masculine.
Yeah.
Like he's just a man's man. I just watch him. Yeah.
Yeah. We like Kurt Russell.
He's another guy with a good big set of brass balls and an iron pipe cock, I think.
Yeah.
Like Goldie Hawn, she's been wheelchair bound. That's why she's not in films anymore, because
she was a beautiful, young, vibrant, vivacious, full of life young actress, and years of banging her with that giant cock of his has just ruined her completely. She looks, she's bent over. She's just been wrecked, and wouldn't have it any other way. Good on you, Kurt. Good on you. Well done.
Yeah. Insides turn to mush. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. He's just split that one in half again and again and again. And yeah, she loves it. Every second of it, obviously. Still together, hanging in there, wants more. But let's
not
face
married,
it, no, he's not down with that shit. No, she's not getting a hold of his money. He's a man. Fuck yeah.
But when when you rattle off the list of Kurt Russell appearances, Escape from New York, Escape from LA, The Thing, fucking Executive Decision, Stargate, Big Trouble in Little China, Death Proof. Like the fucking list goes on, and he's just like
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Vanilla
Once Upon a
Sky,
Time in Hollywood. Ah, there you go. Look at that.
Tango and
Um,
Cash.
oh my God, Tango and Cash, future episode. Or have we already done it? Oh my God, quality.
No, we haven't.
Haven't we? I don't know. We've done a lot of fucking episodes now.
The
Um,
computer wore tennis shoes. Early film.
oh, that was when he was a young boy. You don't want to watch that one. No, there you go. You ruined the list. It was
Captain
a Disney
Ron.
film.
Captain
Oh yeah,
Ron.
that's quality.
It's the film where he captured Goldie Hawn. Yeah.
That's where he wore that little red speedo and his tackle, his iron rod was on full display. Of course, he's going to get Goldie Hawn.
Of course he is. Yeah.
He gave Goldie the horn, didn't he?
Certainly did.
Yeah. But then on the flip side, so we've got Kurt Russell, man's man. And then we've got the little, I don't know, what do you call James Spader? He just seems like a bit of a sex pest, doesn't he?
He's kind
No
of
offense, James.
the most punchable face in Hollywood. James Spader, really, isn't he? Just a smug little
Yeah.
dork.
The guy that's just going to like poke and prod you until you just smack him one in the face. Yeah. He's just like a little weasel.
Yeah.
Little schemy, slimy weasel.
And he did a lot better as a villain, didn't he? Rather than a good guy.
He's a good villain. He's a good villain, or he's a good like.
Because he's just a cunt.
Like, he is, and because we're cunts, we can see a cunt. You know, cunts know cunts.
Remember
cunts
Jack?
Scissor perfectly.
Yeah, you remember Jack Nicholson's Wolf, and James Spader was the villain, and he was just the most slimy piece of shit. Wanker you've ever seen in your entire life. Like it's just the role he was born to play.
He does it well. And he's that sleazy creep in Crash and in Secretary and Sex Lies and Videotape. Like that's James Spader. So James Spader I never really rated, and then I started watching Boston Legal. And I love him in that. Him and William Shatner.
Never watched it.
Oh, well, it's worth hunting down. Boston Legal. I think you would enjoy it. It'll give you a chuckle.
Is he a cunt?
He's a bit of a cunt, but he's like a cunt that you get on board with. You know?
Yeah.
He's like an old cunt.
Once he found that cunt groove to get into, he was, he found his niche in the cunt, didn't he? Whereas playing the likable everyman, no, you're a cunt.
No,
definitely.
Yeah. Every man wants to find their niche in the cunt, and it's all about angles,
Yeah. But he found it in the end. He got his way into the cunt in the end, and it just suited him.
Yeah, and it was consensual getting into the cunt. Not
that he'd mind because he's a cunt, but like, yeah, we get what you're saying. I don't want to nitpick, but yeah.
So we've got James Spader and we've got Kurt Russell, and that's kind of all you pay attention to in this film, isn't it? The other actors.
Well, there is one other actor that forgotten his name, but he was the gay one on what's that film? That's that sitcom that went forever. Greg and something or other.
Reckon something or other?
I don't know. And he was the gay character on that, and he found great popularity on that sitcom.
Are we allowed to say gay character anymore, or can we say like
LGBTQ plus? Yeah.
No, I think it's cunt hating. Yeah.
Man who doesn't like vagina. That one.
Yeah. Vagina's ooh.
Yeah. But
he's the squinty-eyed guy. No, he's the squinty-eyed guy in Third Rock from the Sun. He wasn't gay. He was just a crazy alien. Sorry, he wasn't.
Was it that one? I thought it was the other gay one. I'm gay blind. Like, I can't tell one gay from another. But the gay one in that plays the butch asshole soldier that tries to push around James Spader, the cunt, which doesn't really work because well, you can all see that James Spader is the biggest cunt on that
Mm.
movie set, and
He's
that's just a little
king
gay
cunt.
man pretending to be a bully,
Mm.
but he's bullying the cunt, which doesn't really work.
Mm. And you don't often get a gay cunt, do you? You know, like
No,
the
haven't got it. They
folks.
haven't got the cunt in them. They've got no
Yeah,
interest
no,
in the cunt. No.
yeah, they've no interest in the cunt. Yeah, I mean they can be a dick, but they
Mm.
can't be a cunt. You know,
It
so
can
you can
be a
be a gay
bitch.
dick. You can be a gay dick or a gay bitch, but you can't be a gay cunt. But you can be a
No.
straight cunt. You're a straight cunt, but you can't be a straight dick. Well, I'm getting confused now.
Well, you want a
Which,
straight dick. Well, uh,
some people like a little curve.
a gay man likes a straight dick. Uh,
You can't be a
that
you
doesn't
can't be
really
a
make sense.
you can't be a straight bent dick. No, you can't be a bent gay. No, wait.
We've forgotten our politically correct words for these things.
Yeah,
You know what we
um,
mean. You know what we mean.
we do. Yeah,
You
yeah,
know,
yeah.
yeah,
It's just a manly man, a gay and a cunt going through a
yeah,
big wet gaping hole
yeah.
to to burst out the other
And once
side.
they get in there, they want to get out as quick as they
As
can.
fast as possible. Yeah, and then
Yeah,
it's real dry and sandy when they do get out.
there's sand in there, which is
Mm,
irritating.
yeah, just don't want. And then there's aliens in there too with weaponry.
Yeah,
Mm.
not a good scene.
Yeah.
Now, if I can just be serious for a moment, I
Mm.
kind of find the first act rocks along as really interesting and really good. And then I find the second act is about an hour of just like, fucking get on with it. Like, where's it? Come on.
Yeah.
And it's got a
It's
bit
a
of a
film of two
fight scene
halves.
at the end. Yeah.
Yeah. Film of two
I
halves. I liked.
find it
Go on.
gets less interesting once they get in the great giant hole that's been aggravated by sand. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I think they could have made it more Indiana Jonesy. You know what I mean? Before they got there. Like I feel like they wanted the whole film to be, whatever the pharaohs or Egypt and aliens. But then either the budget ran out or the idea was shit to begin with. But if they made a bigger deal about the finding of the thing and figuring out how it works,
Yeah.
then, almost like the big reveal. Oh, you don't, the reveal of it works. And then you go through the go through the gaping hole. And then you could go, and now it's time for the sequel. You could draw it, draw it out a bit more.
It's
I don't
like,
know.
the opening scene where the Egyptian boy gets sucked aboard, lights shine on him and he gets sucked aboard the spaceship. That was
Yep.
that was a reshoot with the studio. I think oh no, the writers wanted to add that scene in. And I felt like you didn't really need that, but
I don't. Where was that? Early in the film, I don't remember that.
very
When was
first,
that?
well, I watched the extended edition on
Oh, of course you did.
of the yeah, and then so I kind of feel there's two reveals of that wheel too because they find the sand stones
Mm.
and then they find the big metal Stargate, right? And then they get to the scene where he's decoded everything, and then they go show him the Stargate, and it's a big reveal. And it's like, well, the audience has already seen that. It's like,
Seen it. Yeah. Well,
it's
it's the
kind of a
Stargate
double
up
up.
and running. But yeah, so the
Yeah.
version you watched was different to the one I watched. So you might have had more. Well, you obviously did have more. I don't have the little kid at the start. The film started for me in the 40s or the 20s or whenever it was they uncovered the stones. And then it goes to Spader and is doing his lecture that nobody likes.
Yeah, I got that. But yeah,
Um,
I just had the boy at the beginning getting kidnapped. And then I had two reveals of the Stargate. But I enjoyed the first act. was really, really
Mm.
good and interesting. And like, oh, we're going somewhere. And then I just find once they get in over the other side and we're in the second act,
Mm.
it's empty desert. And then they've just got a little shanty village and there's nothing
Yeah.
else there.
Well,
And it's
except for
just,
ladies to bone. Yeah.
yeah, but it's like, I don't know, it's kind of like an hour of nothing until they decide to go back into the Stargate.
Well, they don't go in the Stargate. That big pyramid thing comes down with the
Oh, the
aliens in it.
pyramid, going on the
Yeah.
alien ship. Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. I think it could have been more. I reckon it would have been cooler if, you know, how the ship comes down and like those gold bird headed things of, the guards
yeah,
appear and they blow everybody away. They could have made it more like aliens style action set piece there where you don't know they're humanoids or humans or whatever, could have been
well,
more of a
you can see their
feature.
arms and legs and everything. Like it's when they
Yeah, but
reveal
change.
that they've got human heads, you're like, well, yeah, he's got a human
You
body.
saw that coming. Yeah, yeah. But I think, they could have hidden that a bit more, made it
Yeah,
darker, oh, well, these are aliens, not,
and like the guns,
Anyway.
the staffs they have that shoot things, you're like, well, it's no more
Mm,
deadly than a gun, is it? Like a rifle. Like it's not like a super weapon. It's not like they have really advanced weaponry with like
mm,
we don't know how to deal with.
mm,
And
mm,
there's not many
mm.
action scenes, and um, yeah, it's a bit of a wet noodle in the middle. Found myself
Yeah,
drifting
but
quite a bit.
yeah, I agree. It definitely, well, it's got the pacing of a 90s movie, doesn't it? A lot of them felt like they're a bit made for TV, and this one does, apart from Kurt Russell's badass face. Um, did you ever dip a toe into the TV show?
Um, no, not really. I think I saw bits and wasn't very interested. I know they
Yes.
had an attractive blonde lady in it, and they had Richard Dean
Mm-hmm.
Anderson, and they had a guy
Mm.
that was probably better suited to playing James Spader.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
and that show was
Yeah.
very popular. It went for quite a while, wasn't it?
Yeah. I think like after watching these two films, I want to give the TV show a little stab. I liked it. They were likable people. These movies were pieces of shit, really, but you can see, they've created a world, and these, the actors fit their roles very well. They were comfortable. Uh, yeah, so I might give it a whirl. And I love MacGyver and I love Richard Dean, so I'll give it a shot. There's like SG1, and then there's some other one, isn't there? Stargate Atlantis or something. I don't know much about that one.
Yeah, I don't know much about that either. But
If you're,
we didn't we go to one of the cons and we
mm,
saw the black actor from Stargate talking.
no, I wasn't with you for that one. I've only seen RDA.
I
Mm,
didn't we? I think we
I don't know
did.
your story, but I don't remember it.
Because he was talking about being on set with Richard Dean Anderson and they had a hot bowl of chili and they were trying to out fart each other on the set. Do you remember that?
Nope. No, I think you're watching different types of entertainment than me.
Well, we went there in person. I'm 100% certain you were there.
You Google searched MacGyver's farts again, didn't you? You have an obsession and it's unhealthy, and this is an intervention.
Well, everyone
All
knows
right.
that once you smell a Richard Dean Anderson fart, you're chasing the dragon the rest of your life, trying to smell something as beautiful again.
Yeah, it's
You
like the
never
perfect
get there.
sunset. It's the
Yeah,
perfect sunset before your nose, isn't it?
yeah, absolutely.
Mm,
What a gorgeous man.
mm.
Gorgeous man.
Gorgeous man. Yeah.
Uh,
You know what he needs to do? He needs to do a Tarantino's got one more film. He needs to put RDA in there. Oh, Richard Dean needs a Travolta style Tarantino kick to the career.
Yeah.
Because he does look like Stay Puft Marshmallow Man a little bit, now doesn't he?
Yeah, he does. He pumped up and got red cheeks and looks a bit more
Mm,
Canadian. Um,
yeah.
yeah.
Ah, he's got that
So
MacGyver money.
he's more popular for the Stargate series now than he is for MacGyver, though, isn't he? Like probably
Yeah.
more well
Well,
known.
to people of a certain demographic, yes, but to me, he's always going to be MacGyver, you know? And there's been a few, I don't know if you've ever checked them out. They're on YouTube in full. And constant listeners, please go and check this out. There are some late era MacGyver movies, like comeback movies that they made that are actually
Oh,
quite watchable. Yeah. Yeah. Um,
well, it's MacGyver.
yeah,
What could
it
go
is.
wrong?
Yeah. Oh, it's like MacGyver,
Apart from the
you know,
remake TV show, which shit.
oh my god, that's awful. If it doesn't have Richard Dean in it, it's not MacGyver. Yeah, he's like, if I remember correctly, he's like finding Atlantis and shit. Like it's, it's more Indiana Jonesy than MacGyver, to be fair. And they jump
Hmm.
the shark a little bit, but it's still nice to see him with his, full late mode mullet getting it done.
And his little Swiss Army knife,
Also, yeah,
duct
Richard
tape.
Dean Anderson and his brass set of balls and big iron pipe cock, of course.
Mm.
Of course, you're going to find Atlantis. Just use
Yeah, it
that as
would.
like a
Yeah, yeah.
divining rod.
Using
His cock and
science.
balls,
Yeah.
perfect divining rod. Yeah, yeah. He's MacGyver. Just
My cock
yeah.
says go left. My
It's how
balls are
your Tesla
crossing.
talks to you, isn't it?
Stop.
Yeah.
My balls are crossing. Stop. Here. Yeah. Right here.
No, he just
Penis.
gets
Dig a
a
hole.
he gets a anti gravity erection, just like straight down.
What?
Dig
That's
here.
against gravity?
Yeah, yeah. I don't know. You know what I mean? It's stronger than gravity.
Okay.
Goes beyond. It goes through the core of the earth.
That's how penises work now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Reverse
Um,
erections.
so, you know that the villain wasn't actually doing anything that villainous, was he? Like, the villain found that they'd brought a nuclear bomb onto the ship, and he
Mm-hmm.
went, well, I've made it 100 times more powerful. I'm going to send it through back to the place where you live. It's just sort of like,
Mm,
well, they did try to blow him up.
yeah, yeah. He didn't seem like a bad guy. He was giving those people jobs
Yeah,
in the desert.
something to do.
Giving them jobs in the desert. He's probably feeding them so they could do their jobs. What's wrong with that? Be proud of your work. And
It's called an employer, isn't it?
yeah, he was creating functioning members of society.
Yeah, kept them out of crime. They seemed happy.
They did. Yeah. Yeah.
And then the evil humans decided, oh, we're going to stick our nose in here and blow the kid up.
Mm,
Fuck you. Yeah.
yeah. Yeah. Oh, well. Yeah.
It's
Okay.
one of
Well,
those movies where, like, you don't really know what the villain's doing. He doesn't appear to the end. And you're kind
mm,
of like, oh, I guess we're fighting him because he's the bad guy, I guess.
it's most films, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah. I mean, look, it feels like it was. This wasn't a book beforehand, was it? Just feels like it was quickly written and somebody funded it, and Kurt Russell had another starring role.
Playing hard and loose with story in this one. Yeah, it's a bit plotty, but goes nowhere.
Mm,
Now the cold-hearted bastards on IMD have decided to give this a 7.
mm,
Seems pretty popular. Someone said
yeah.
9. Almost 20 years later, and after watching at least 6 times, The Timeless Stargate is still a fantastic sci-fi.
Oof.
Got another
High
9.
praise.
One of my favorite movies of all time, really.
Wow.
7. Decent 90s sci-fi. And another 7. Adventure fantasy developed with groundbreaking special effects. Don't think there were.
Wow, that was the
Uh,
big wet hole was you know, they hired Elizabeth Taylor to play the Stargate. I think she did a good job.
She did a lot of work recently in films that we're seeing. Just fantastic. You can see why she was a Hollywood icon. And
Yeah.
I believe
And I
for a
mean, you
period
know,
of time, she was one of the O's in the Hollywood sign,
oh, right. Yeah. Okay. No, I saw
possibly
some
two.
behind the scenes footage of Stargate, and she's in like a full body green bodysuit, like head to toe green, and then they've cut out the Stargate, as it were, and it's
Mm.
just magical. She just walks onto the set, plops down, lifts her legs, and there it is. No
Has
need
all those
for
bits rotating around.
yeah. Oh, that's all natural. No need for post production trickery here. They wanted to do
Yeah.
it all in camera, so they
Yeah.
just called up Lizzie and she
You
got it
need a
done.
gaping hole.
Consummate professional. Yeah, call Liz Taylor. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
And she just did it.
She
Just
just
did
did
it.
it. There it is. The Stargate. Iconic.
Yeah. Often
Iconic.
in one take as well, which is really
Yeah.
impressive.
Yeah, when they wanted when they exited the Stargate, they wanted a good pulse of water,
Yeah.
and she was just able to deliver.
Oh, she
Well
just
hyd
waggled one of her arms and just there it went.
well hydrated lady, like a fire hydrant, really.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you can't train that. You can't
You
teach that at
can't.
Juilliard.
No,
She
you
just
can't.
natural talent.
No. We're sorry she's no longer with us to play
Mm.
Hull's
Yeah,
movies.
yeah. Well, look in the sequels after her death, like in the TV shows, um they tried Goldie Hawn, and it's just not the same. Because yeah, Kurt thought I've created a Stargate of my own with his big iron rod,
Yeah.
and it just wasn't quite the same.
Yeah. Well, I was just reading earlier tonight on Wikipedia, and you remember, I didn't know this, but there's a scene in Caddyshack with Elizabeth Taylor when
Mm.
a ball goes into a hole, pops out, and then a beaver pops out. All Elizabeth
Mm.
Taylor. All
Yeah,
Elizabeth Taylor.
that's if you want whole work done in camera,
Mm,
that's who you call. That's who you call. Yeah.
yeah. Professional. Professional.
Yeah. You remember the water slide scene in the Goonies where all the
Yeah.
kids are shoot down the water slide?
All Liz
Liz
Taylor.
Taylor. Liz
Yeah.
Taylor. Yeah. Yeah.
Stunning.
Just masterful work.
Yeah. Stunning.
Masterful
Stunning.
work. Yeah. Yeah.
There's obviously the scene in Romancing the Stone when Michael Douglas is sliding down a big goopy hole.
Mm.
Elizabeth Taylor. Mm.
Liz Taylor. Yeah. Great work.
And Michael Douglas was not in that scene.
No, he wasn't harmed at all. No.
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 Mm, no. Incredible work. Incredible. Just an
And
icon.
mm, incredible. You remember Return of the Jedi, the Sarlacc pit?
Mm,
Um,
yeah.
Liz Taylor. That
Oh,
was her,
really?
peak. Yeah. You
That
you
was
wouldn't know it,
Elizabeth
would you?
Taylor.
It was. Yeah.
Oh,
And
did she come back years later and add the Sarlacc coming out of the pit as well?
well, no, that was George Lucas, tinkering
Okay, so but she was
after
the
her.
tentacles that were originally coming
Oh,
out of the
those
hole.
those those tentacles are all Liz.
All
Yeah.
this, right? Okay,
Mm.
but they digitally added the mouth coming out. Okay, okay.
Yeah.
That'll
I
probably
mean,
clear up a lot of confusion for listeners who've been wondering about that scene for many years.
like just a real versatile actress, just
Yeah,
able, yeah, just stunning,
really
stunning.
play any hole you want.
Yeah, you remember that film Daylight with Sylvester Stallone, and he's that I can't forget whether he's a police officer and he's stuck in the tunnel, in the
Yeah,
Lincoln Tunnel. It closes off at
right.
both ends. The tunnel.
You're telling
Liz
me that
Taylor.
wasn't a tunnel?
No, that was Liz Taylor. Yeah, and that's it was all filmed inside Liz Taylor.
Wow. Commitment. That was commitment. Remember the black hole? That was actually
I
Whoopi
d-
Goldberg.
yeah, yeah. Whoopi got, yeah, yeah. I
Mm,
see what you did there. Mm,
yeah.
mm. On that point,
So what are you going to double feature this film with?
yes, if you were to go down to your local video store, Daniel, and your dad had chosen Stargate, he gave you $10. So Stargate's five, and you got another five to spend. What are you getting for your Friday night's entertainment?
Indiana Jones and Raiders of the Lost Ark, I think. Just a nice little companion, fun action film.
Raiders of the Lost Ark. You remember the opening of Raiders of the Lost Ark, that famous scene where he's running down the tunnel and that big bull's chasing him?
Elizabeth Taylor?
Elizabeth Taylor. Yeah, just
Really incredible. Okay,
incredible.
so 3 minutes left, Brad.
Oh, yes.
What are you double featuring this with?
Look, I'm going to keep it simple with Kurt Russell, and I'm going Escape from New York. Escape from New York, because you would just want to
Incredible.
see more of that handsome man. Yeah, yeah.
And we're gonna rate this one. You got a rating for it?
Oh, you know what? I'm just going to give it a simple six brass balls out of 10. Yeah, yeah.
I'm gonna give it six gaping holes of
Oh,
Elizabeth
nice.
Taylor. Yeah, I think she
Okay.
can. She could do a six. I think she could do six
She,
holes.
just wonderful actress.
Wonderful
I don't know whether
actress.
she was. Don't know whether she was Oscar winning or not. Actually,
I think she did.
um, she did. Yeah, she deserves it.
Yeah.
She deserves it. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, good, excellent work.
Yeah, another
Until next
perfect
week.
episode, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. If you're ever watching films, and drop it in the comments, please. If you see a film and you think you see an Elizabeth Taylor acting moment, please let us know, because she's not always credited. She likes to keep a low profile with some of her whole work. But yeah, let us
Yeah.
know.
I think
And
she won an Oscar for her work as the Trench in Star Wars: A New Hope.
oh, yes, yes, I
And
think you're
and they
right.
shot the torpedoes down.
Yeah, yeah, she
Yeah.
was the trench. She was just on it. Yeah, she lay on her
Yeah.
back, and she had a special like
Yeah.
leg straps. Yeah, it's quality work. Yeah.
Incredible. Incredible versatility
And
of that
yeah,
lady.
yeah, down the canyon, and then Luke had to shoot his torpedoes into the exhaust port.
Shall we call it? Yes. Yeah. Outstanding
Hey,
work.
good
Outstanding.
night, everybody. I'm here all week.